You are officially an incinerator. Welcome to Incense and Common Sense, the live streams that we do here on Alert Zone TV. I would love for you guys and girls to become active citizens. Y'all already know how to do that. Shout out to everybody because this is a worldwide movement, definitely. Um, as you come in, make sure you hit the likes button. Make sure you already subscribe. If you're not subscribed, you should subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell and you got all turned on so you can notice anytime you can be notified. We drop nutritious and fruitful content here. Make sure you share it with everybody. What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Hope everybody having a good night. Yeah, you guys and girls inspire me to do these live streams more and more. It's gonna help the channel grow. It's helping the channel grow. More and more people subscribing. I think the lives is starting to catch on. Hell, when it comes to my range footage, if I can get 100 views for a range footage video, I did good. But these live streams, y'all seem to love them. So that's what we're going to stick with. We're going to stick with what's winning. So, like I said, I appreciate everybody that's able to tune in. If you catch us on the replay, I appreciate that also. You know, we here at the Alert Zone TV, we appreciate all the support that we get. You guys and girls may not always agree with me. I may not always agree with y'all about everything. The good thing is this is a channel we can sit down and we can talk and we can trade information. Because you guys and girls, like I said, y'all educate me just as much. So we'll give everybody a couple minutes to get up in here. And we're going to have this conversation. It's kind of a gun talk conversation. It's about your favorite company. But I'm going to preface that. Yeah, appreciate you for coming through that. You know what? At the 5-minute mark, I'll give some directions of how the conversation may go, because I think this is a conversation that is good. You guys and girls, man, y'all don't know how much y'all inspire me, because a lot of y'all have guns or guns from companies that I've always been kind of so about, and I want to get my feet wet and venture out. So definitely, you know, I don't always want the live streams to be so serious and so political and even at times so racial to the point y'all don't want to tune in. I always say this. I'm the Brussels sprouts and cauliflower channel. But there's nothing wrong with me going ahead on and throwing in a little bit of that Louisiana fried catfish, shrimp, po' boy sandwich, or hot sausage from time to time. There's nothing wrong with me doing that from time to time. Everything can't always be serious to the point that, you know, you want to listen to me, but you don't want to listen to me because you don't want to hear certain things. Because this is a 2A channel. I just decided when I started this channel, I was going to cover more wide variety of the 2A than people think or people may know that is involved with the 2A. That's why I talk about what I talk about. I will give at the 5-minute mark. We'll start the conversation, and I'm gonna give everybody a chance to chime in. Me myself, I have firearms from a few different companies, and what have you. So, I don't know a lot about Daniel Defense, but I give everybody another minute to get in. And usually at the 5-minute mark, we start our live streams here, and anybody that comes in late can just catch up. But I just thought that this would be a wonderful topic. Once again, I appreciate y'all coming in here, and I'm going to get right to this in just a couple minutes. We got a couple seconds left, and I'm going to get into it. Definitely. And we'll do this. And I guess we'll just carry this conversation on as long as it's a good one, and you guys and girls are engaged, let's get into it. So I wanted to ask, and I wanted to know, what is your favorite firearm company? Now I want to make this disclosure, this disclaimer. Your EDC doesn't have to be from your favorite firearm company, if that makes sense. You may carry a particular gun because it's comfortable or you like it, but it may not be from your favorite company. So I was asked about Daniel Defense. Me personally, I don't know anything about Daniel Defense. Okay. I think I got a chance to shoot a Daniel Defense for the first time at OM5. Somebody had one out there. I don't know a lot about them. I hear a lot about them. I'm in the process of still researching them. But I'll say this, like I said, your EDC doesn't have to be from your favorite company. Throughout the years, I've noticed there's been one company, for whatever reason, I've seemed to gravitate to the most from the time I was little up into my adulthood and even into now. For some reason, there's something about me and Smith & Wesson. Now, I understand I don't own a bunch of Smith & Wessons. I ain't got a safe full of Smith & Wessons. I ain't got a house full of Smith & Wessons. But for me, I think at this particular moment that I'm speaking, I like other companies. But to me, personally Smith & Wesson is it for me. And it was because the first revolver I ever had was a Smith & Wesson. Unfortunately, I don't own any Smith & Wesson revolvers right now. But back in my young days when I was out there, a Smith & Wesson 38, five-shot snub nose. Had a chrome one and I had a black one. And that's what made me fall in love with Smith & Wesson. And then as time went by, different semi-automatics and stuff, and I think it was maybe 2013 or 2014, I got my hands on the SD40, man, and the SD9. I got the SD9 first. I guess that would be the first generation. The SD9 VE, because there's the SD9 and then there's the VE. The first generation of the SD9 VE. To my understanding, was a Glock clone, and Glock opted that every time Smith & Wesson sold one of those guns, they had to give Glock $9. Now, because it was patterned in basically a Glock 19 clone. Now, it's my understanding that Glock's patent expired, and I guess they have to refile for that patent. So that's why you have so many Glock 19 clones out now. That's why the Ruger RXM is a Glock 19 clone. I think the PSA Dagger or something like that. But nevertheless, for handguns. Now, when it comes to shotguns, Mossberg. All I own is Mossberg. No, I got an EA Churchill. But Mossberg is my favorite shotgun. Hands down. That's not. I've never shot a Benelli now. I have shot a couple of automatic, semi-automatic shotguns. There used to be a guy I used to work with that had one, man, and that thing was almost as fast as shooting a machine gun, in the sense it went off so quick to be a shotgun. But Mossberg is my favorite shotgun. My favorite shotgun company. I don't care if it's. I think they make the Maverick 88. Correct me in the comment section. Don't Mossberg make the Maverick 88? Is it Mossberg? I know the 590. I got the 500 pistol grip. I got the 535. I know some people have the Shockwave and different setups like that, but yeah. Now, when it comes to rifles, I haven't settled on a rifle company yet. Whether that be bolt action, semi-automatic, or what have you. I haven't settled. I don't. Number one, I need to get me a bigger safe. Number two, I want to expand my collection. As I was talking about earlier, I want to get more into rifle shooting, long distance shooting. Um, I got an idea that I want to go with Savage Arms, the kind of like tactical chassis for the 6.5 Creedmoor, for the 308, for the long distance rifles like that. Um, okay, okay, yeah, like I said, so Smith and Wesson uh, is my favorite company, and I don't know what possessed them to make that M&P lineup, but oh goodness, um, they really put their foot into that M&P lineup. Hello, what's going on? Lovely, was this Stare people? Uh, when they came up with that M&P series and Smith and Wesson, they done something with that. Uh, I think they're very shootable. I've had a chance to shoot the Performance Center. I own an M&P 2.0 and 45 ACP. Probably because I'm a New Orleanian. I got my hat. Shout out to my son for letting me have his hat to go with my Stan Makita jersey. Um, but I guess, I should take that as a compliment. Uh, Jay-Z mixed with Lil Wayne. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. But yeah. So Smith and Wesson, and what I like about Smith and Wesson is when they came out with the EZ and Beetlejuice. I hear you, Boss Merg and Remington. Okay, so the Remington. Maverick. Let me see something. I could have sworn it was Mossberg who made that Maverick 88. Hold on, I'll see right now. Yeah, Mossberg. Oh yeah, Remington. You know what? I'm gonna tell you guys what turned me off from Remington. I told this story. You do like the Remington 870 a lot? Okay. I told this story before. Remington had a pristine reputation. I don't know if the original owner sold the company or if the company just decided, like a lot of places. What's going on, Nehemiah? I can't call it. Just in here chopping it up. Just wanted to kind of have a light conversation tonight. What's going on, Seconds Count? Um, just wanted to have a light conversation, not be so always grinding hard with everybody about being political and stuff like that. I just thought usually I'm giving out cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. I decided to go ahead on and throw out some fried catfish, hot sausage, fried shrimp, and po' boys tonight. We just have something that we can all kind of just fellowship about, and we don't have to worry about, you know what I mean? I just wanted to lighten the mood a little bit from earlier. But anyhow, Remington used to have a real prestigious reputation. And I don't know what happened to Remington. I heard they went through some stuff, and their quality started suffering. You guys and girls know I've shown the Remington Thunderbolts 22 long rifles. I won't ever shoot none of those again, and I won't even give them away. What's going on, Carlos? Ah. So, then they're firearms. So I brought a Remington 597. Came with a Bosa, I think it's a Bosa, a Boa scope. Got it on sale, brand new. little 22 long rifle, bull barrel. I like the configuration of the gun. Had it in the safe, got ready to shoot it. Bien, y tú? Bien, this mucho habla. Mi grande boca. So, I decided to shoot this gun, and when I got to the range, it wouldn't shoot. Took it back to the gun store where I got it from. Opened it up. It was a damn faulty trigger. I think the trigger was already broken in half in the inside, one of the pins that go in the trigger. So I had to wait for the part to come in. Okay, got the gun back. I finally went to the range to shoot it. So, okay, sighted in the barrel. Okay. Yeah. Well, then I went and got the little 25 round mag from Remington for that particular gun, and it disappointed me. Every time you shoot one round, the mag come out. And I kept wondering why I kept having these jams, and I decided to touch the mag already came out. So basically, I don't know if it was a defected mag or that was just a defect of the gun, and I didn't like it. So I just put it up. I barely shoot it. As much as I want to shoot it, and it got a scope on it that's sighted in. You can look at one of my old videos on this channel. I think I did a video on that particular gun. I just don't like the fact that Remington quality from the reputation Remington had, it started suffering. Now my understanding is either they sold out or they went out of business. I know they said they was allowed to be sued because of a man shooting or something like that. Okay. Now there was that Remington R1 in 1911. I heard it's still pretty reliable, but and so that made me kind of fall out of favor with Remington. And I know when it comes to firearms, you can't always base one bad experience on a total company, but I didn't like that. What I am happy about now is that a lot of the companies are starting to turn the corner when it comes to quality and reliability a little bit. When it comes to reliability, a lot more than they did before, because if you knew the firearms, everybody knew pretty much a gun under $400 brand new was going to be a piece of crap. It was, unless it was a revolver, 9 times out of 10 it was gonna jam. Jimenez, High Point, Cobra, Larson. There's a whole bunch of companies that's not around anymore. Back in the days, and I always like to talk about this to all of the people that's new to firearms. Y'all don't understand. This is the golden age of firearms, where you can go and spend $300 and buy you a gun that'll go bang every time you pull the trigger, and you'll never have to worry about it. 20 plus years ago, it wasn't like that. Everybody know all that cheap shit. If it was under Smith & Wesson, Glock, I'm talking about not all the brands, but I'm just saying the brands that stood out. Smith & Wesson, it's a Browning high power from FN before those Belgians decided to say, let's change. Oh, okay. So Browning is FN? That what you're saying? Browning is FN? But yeah, for the average firearm buyer, say 20 years ago, a little bit longer, yeah, Glock was a lot more expensive because they didn't have competition. The average firearm owner didn't know nothing about Walther. Even though we watched James Bond movies, a lot of us had no idea he had a damn Walther in his hand. Most people just knew about Smith & Wesson. Glock became a household name. Taurus. But Taurus used to have a reputation for letting some fucking horrible weapons out. Ruger had a reputation like they were dependable, but they wasn't popular. What's going on, pause and play? Yeah. So that is kind of how that went. 3 for 3. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of how that went. You know, Ruger, just had a pretty solid reputation. I didn't hear a lot bad about him. But yeah, everything was just horrible. Yeah, you're right about that. That's what I was telling everybody. My third live today. Shit, these damn live streams starting to become addictive. But now, like I said, when it comes to rifles, I can't say it's this company and that's that because I don't have enough experience. I've shot Norinco for SKS. I've shot an Arsenal. I've never shot a Saiga, but if you can find a Saiga AK-47 or that shotgun Saiga, buy it. Buy it. There's a reason they banned it. Okay. He died before it went into full production by FN. Okay. I can't say with the rifles. Now I will say this. I see Smith & Wesson, Ruger, Daniel Defense. My AR-15 is a Bushmaster. It's an old one. You got some of these other companies, but you know what? Also in today's market, you got a lot of up-and-coming companies out here. I think there's more of a market for pistols and the ARP style pistol. How old are we talking about? What was your favorite company? It can be a company that don't exist no more. Shit, you can say your favorite company was Intratec. For some people, it probably is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for those of you who new to the chat, my AR-15. Oh, okay. Is a Bushmaster. I got it probably with this 2025. I got it in 2016 and it was used then. So I'm not sure exactly what year it was manufactured. Maybe the next time I pull it out, I'll look at it and see. But I know I've had it since about 2016. So I know it's probably older than that. Because it got the old fixed sight at the front. You know the old M16 fixed sight? How M16 had that like kind of like triangular type sight at the front. You know what? A regular gun guy. Okay. A regular gun guy was the first time I ever heard of PCA on his channel some years back when he was still building the channel. And I was like, then I started hearing about this Palmetto State Armory. And I was like, man, I ain't buying that fucking cheap shit. I ain't buying that fucking shit. I was skeptical about it. And I'm going to tell you the reason I was skeptical about it. This was before I ever made a GunTube video. I still had it in my mind about how cheap firearms used to be so unreliable back in the day. And I thought, well, this PSA shit, man, you going to pull the trigger and that shit going to malfunction. It's not going to be good. Okay, they don't ship to your state. I thought PSA was a bunch of bullshit. and I'm saying this publicly just in case somebody from PSA might be watching. Maybe nobody's ever told y'all the state, told y'all this, but I'll say it publicly. I was very skeptical about PSA just because I didn't know a lot about it, and I had that in the back of my mind. $300, $400, $500 guns don't shoot, cause that's the way it used to be. But between Canon, PSA, and some of these other brands, SAR, Beretta, not the 92 series, but okay, you're from Connecticut. Okay. We got Connecticut in the house. I-95, Hartford, Cheshire. Bridgeport. Greenwich. Yeah, I've been up and down Connecticut. Nevertheless, it was but so much has changed. When I finally got the Taurus, the G2C, I got a year. The frenzy about it was already over with. Okay, we got Detroit in the house. 95, 96, 75. Schaefer Road, 8 Mile. The Meat District. I forget what they call that down there by the, what's that, Ford Field up the street? That Meat District down through there. I was parked down there when I went to, at that meat warehouse, one of the meat warehouses back there when I went to go, to T Electric House a couple years ago when I showed up on his channel at his house. That's where I was parked at the Meat District down there, down the street from Ford Field. Yep. But I can say out of the probably in the last couple years, the gun that has surprised me more than any gun was the G2C because I thought it was gonna be crap, man. And the frenzy about them was already over. And when I finally bought one, the first thing I heard is, "What took you so long?" Man, Taurus did their thing with that G2C. I gotta give them that. Yeah, they Reefer Life, yep. Had a load of meat. But yeah. Yeah, man, that G2C, I was really surprised, man, at the reliability, and still to this day I take it to the range. I don't do torture tests on my channel. I don't do 2,000-3,000 round reviews because I ain't even gonna lie and tell you that every gun I buy I'm gonna shoot that much. Some of them I shoot a lot. Some of them I hardly ever take out of the safe. Some of them I'll take them, I'll run them to the range. If they do good, I might carry them for a couple times and then just put them back in the safe. But that particular gun there, sometimes I take it to the range just to have fun, man. I mean, I was I was proud of Taurus, but I was surprised that Taurus gave us something that affordable that actually works, and it wasn't a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, you know what? Look, I enjoy the fact that people from different walks of life can sit down and come together about something they all agree with. That is something I really love. I know sometimes it may ruffle our feathers, but I love the fact that we can sit down, like I told the story earlier. Shit, it was a bunch of white dudes that turned me on to a lot of shit about guns I didn't know, because I thought I knew everything. It was a bunch of, and I was okay with us having that conversation because I know he meant it when he made the statement about getting me armed and getting me the right shit. I know he made that statement out of genuine support and love. It wasn't one of them condescending statements, so I didn't take it to heart. And this is why we have these discussions, and I say this is a worldwide movement because people from all over the world watch this channel. 5 Glocks and 5 Springfields. Okay, so the Echelon is the first Springfield that I ever bought. I shot a Springfield Commander, I think it is. You guys seen that video months or 2 months or 3 months ago or something. I was out at the range and shot that gun. My friend John let me borrow it for a video. But before then, I had never actually owned a Springfield. I'll be honest. And maybe this is just me. And this is where sometimes you got to learn how to come out your comfort shell. That XD series. I was always, the XD series and these Hellcats, I was always 50-50 about buying it. Yeah, you know what? That 357 SIG that I walked in, I just happened to walk in there. Okay, you know what? So at the town I live in, at the store I buy my ammunition, one of the clerks in there, me and him was having a chat, and he said he carries the Hellcat. I think he says the Hellcat Pro. I could be wrong. I don't know all the things about a Hellcat because we was talking when I went and got my Echelon. Another guy I used to work with has a Hellcat, but that XD, I just think that it was my bias and my unwillingness to buy one. Because I couldn't tell you, looking at the gun, I didn't like it. I don't know what made me not buy a Springfield XD. I had a chance to get the 9, the 40, the 45, and the 10 millimeter. And I refused to buy them. And I can't even tell you why. I would just hesitate and be like, I don't know nothing about Springfield. I ain't buying this shit. Now, I got guns in this damn safe that was fucking impulse buys that I ain't know nothing about, and I just bought them. The Hellcat, for a long time, it took me to even consider ever buying a Hellcat. And as of recently, I've been thinking about that. I might actually buy me a Hellcat. It's got to be I want the biggest size I can get. You own 2 Hellcats, the Pro and the XD, and the Prodigy. Yeah, that Prodigy is on my list. Now that is on my list. All right, we got Tactical Coffee in here. What's going on? I appreciate you stopping through. We just having a chit chat about what's your favorite gun company. I just thought that I'd lighten up the mood. Since my first 2 live streams today was kind of rough, I just wanted to lighten up the mood. I don't want to always be seen as an angry guy that's always talking about craziness. Yeah, the Springfield. Oh, SIG? Okay. You know what? Okay. Okay, yeah. Appreciate you pausing, play. Okay, and I was reading that comment about this the 357 and the 44. Getting bullied and SIG into creating that. Yeah. You know what? SIGs are nice and expensive. And look, because here's the thing. And this is where we as gun people got to get this in our mind. It's like tennis shoes. It's like cars. It's like anything. Some people spend their price range, won't spend over a certain amount. And some people buy what they like. Okay. So, I was saying this when we had this talk about SIG. Yeah, okay. Well, I was having this conversation when we talk about SIG. The X5 Legion is on my list. Eventually, I'm going to get my hands on one of those. I know they're in the midst of this P320 thing. I don't even want to go into that tonight. But you know what? I think that the gun community has been so overshadowed with the Glock fanboys that if you love something else besides Glock, it's kind of like You know what I mean? Like you can't be a fanboy of nothing else but Glock. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, yeah. So, like I said, I own the 226 Chamberlain 357 SIG. I might actually buy me a 226 in 9 millimeter because uh, the first time I ever heard of the 226 was back in 96. Is that when E40 came out with Sprinkle Me? Look, we're going to get into that in just a minute. And then I would always hear about this SIG P226, SIG Pig 226. And okay, that Spectre comp. Yeah, I don't hear a lot good about that Spectre comp. But to me, this is my personal opinion about SIG. Yeah, you know what? John told me, I asked him would he sell me that gun. He told me he ain't letting it go. So stop asking me. That P220 Elite that I shot Sunday. Um, this is my personal opinion about SIG. SIG SIG is something that if you're gonna buy one, get a good one. Don't buy no junk. I don't really see SIG as a junk company, but I'm just saying. When I bought that P226, I'm gonna tell you, I don't usually like to talk about yeah, okay. I don't usually like to throw prices out there. I paid $1,000 for my 357 SIG used. I know that's expensive, but you know what? I was willing to pay for that. And you know what? I don't have no regrets about that. I think we've gotten to the point where with GunTube, with everybody doing these lives, shout out to a regular gun guy. Make sure y'all subscribe to that channel because he brings a lot of people, manufacturers of different accessories and different firearms on his channel. And we get to see a wide range of the different firearms that's available. Now, I know a lot of times when we hear somebody say, I own 5 or 6 Staccatos, we jump. But you know what? There's people that don't own nothing but Rolls Royces. But that's their niche. That's what they like. I've learned over the years to stop being so judgmental about people when it comes to that. Everybody like what they like. With a firearm, because a lot of us that's into this stuff, we are really passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I think like I said, I'm still gonna give SIG the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to go off on a tangent about that. Okay, and so I like Smith and Wesson. I guess because I've had more experience throughout the years with Smith and Wesson than any other firearm, but I own uh different firearms. I own Walther. I own Smith and Wesson, Taurus, Ruger, HK. Uh, uh, I might have lost a few pounds. Yeah, I lost a few pounds. I had to hit the gym, kind of shed down a little bit. I want to still be able to see my toes and something else when I look down, not my stomach. uh, yeah, Smith and Wesson. And now with this M&P series, that M&P, the M&P is the full size. It's got like the blue magwell and like that what is that? The steel frame? You guys, it's not. Is it the Performance Center? It's the one that just came out here recently. Uh, shit. It's, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the one that's got the blue haze to it. I definitely want me one of those. And then the other day I shot that 9 millimeter. Uh, uh, Performance Center. Wow. And then even the 40 I shot. Yeah, yeah. I used to watch them. Hell, I still got them. I still got my DVD player and shit in the house. Yeah, I ain't and VCR. I ain't too proud to say I still got that, and I still watch some of these old gangster pictures, all these old black and white gangster pictures with the 38 revolvers and the typewriters. I still watch it. But we in the day and age, man. SAR. You know what I'm interested in? Two guns I got asked about that I would love to get my hands on. Probably the next time I go to Range USA, I'm gonna make a list. I'm gonna try and see if I can rent both of those. The SAR, I already shot SAR. The IWI Masada and the Spec Series M&P. That one right there. I want me one of those. I want to shoot the IWI Masada and the Beretta APX, the SOCOM. I want to shoot both of those because I got asked about that, and I had me thinking about, man, I definitely would love to get my hands on both of those to see how they are. Sometime I like look at guns and then be like, I don't know about that. And I'm buying with my eyes and not my mind. You know what I mean? When the opportunity presents itself, sometime, especially that I'm doing this channel, I want to definitely get into a wide price range of the firearms that I present on here. I will say this in my journey on firearms. Uh, yeah, that when we talk about the Beretta 92s, that's in a totally different weight class there. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's like 90s shit there. Definitely. But one thing I was fortunate enough to get to do was shoot some of these 2011s. Man, and yeah, some of these 2011s, man, and it made me say, after I got comfortable, I could understand. And to me, this is my personal opinion, I can see them justifying a price. Now, the average person might say, shit, I ain't spending that much on a gun. But they have their market. There's people that say they won't buy a Glock because it's too expensive. Believe it or not, in this day and age now, there's people that won't buy nothing but a Taurus, G2, and you know what I mean? It's a limited range. But I can understand after actually shooting one. Because I used to have that in my head. Man, these guys must be crazy out here paying that kind of money for a fucking staccato and was the CZ, the orange. Is that the 75? And the shadow or the staccato and the Atlas and all this shit. Yeah, eventually I'm gonna get me a Beretta 92. Like I said, the channel is growing. Here pretty soon I'm gonna really be getting back to working really, besides streaming, laying the miles down, so I can, you guys and girls keep tuning into the content so I can bring some of this stuff on the channel. I'm working on getting my StreamYard account set up. Well, not only can I bring multiple guests on and we do interviews, but I can bring y'all up if y'all want to, like they do on a regular gun guy. I got to shout him out because he gave me that idea. I asked him if it was okay, and he said, "Man, I don't have no control over that, man. It was his idea, so I just asked permission. That's just the type of person I am. So I just wanted to give him his props for thinking that. Okay, Rock Island Armory. You know what? I got a chance to shoot one too. I'll tell you this. I think Rock Island Armory is starting. They're starting to get some footing under them. Mac 9 DS comp. I keep hearing about this Mac 9. Is that a company? This Mac 9. I've been hearing about this. Is that a particular company or is it a gun from an already established company? Can you help me out with that? Cause shit, you got so much of stuff flying off the shelf now, man. Every time you look up, it's something new coming out. The TAC Pro. What's the TAC Pro? You help me out? Look, forgive me. Some of this stuff I'm still learning. Mac 10. Oh yeah. Mac 9 DS comp. I keep hearing about this Mac 9. This Mac 9 DS. Is that a latest handgun just came out? Oh, okay. But you just got so many companies. Okay, so Mac is a company. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that because I think I already seen a couple of people mention that. Yeah, I fired a Colt revolver before. Yeah. Speaking of that, I shot a Dan Western 357. Full long, 6-inch barrel. It ain't nothing like that thing I just shot the other day. You guys and girls saw it. There's a video on this channel of me shooting a Dan Western 357 Magnum. I see why it's for a $3,000 damn gun. I'll tell you what. That Joker don't have, it shoots as smooth as butter. I was like, see why this stuff is so expensive. It's like anything, you get what you pay for. I gotta shoot some of this higher end stuff. Yeah, you know what? When you buy guns to protect yourself, and when you start building you a collection, yeah. A 41 mag? Shit, I never heard of a 41 mag. Yeah, buddy. He got a chance to shoot a Mac 10 from a FFL. He probably was able to shoot one fully automatic. Shit. You know, all that pre-band stuff. Yeah, I've never heard of a 41. Look it up. 41 mag. Let me look this up real quick, everybody. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Wow. Yeah. I found it on Wikipedia. Now, for you guys and girls, jump on me about using Wikipedia. It's just a reference point. Because off camera, sometimes I get my ass badgered about using Wikipedia. What do I think about the Tech 9? Let me me tell you what I think about the Tech 9 from Intratech. If you had one that was reliable, you was a bad motherfucker. If you had one that was iffy, you better have your backup gun. Cause that damn thing is a jam-o-matic. Everybody knew that about Tech 9s. What made Tech 9 so iconic was the shroud over the barrel with the holes in it. Unfortunately, I have not been able to find one that I can buy yet with the shroud around it. I got the AB-10, which is a Tech 9. It's just without the shroud on it. It's the same fucking gun. And it's a piece of shit just like it. Yeah, Hollywood made it super cool. And all these little gangbangers running around with them. But everybody knew if you was out there, if you knew anybody that was in that world, they'd tell you, this piece of shit, it looks good. It holds 30 plus. Only problem you got is the motherfucker gonna fire. Yeah, them Tech 9s, man. Like I said, I see people here on YouTube that mag dump them. I can't mag dump mine. Every other round, that joker jams. Every other round, it jams. So it sits in the safe. Woo! Once in the blue moon, I'll take it out to the range. I'll stand on the pavement and shoot it. That way I ain't gotta look in the grass for the rounds that I gotta keep fucking ejecting. And I'll shoot it. But I already know, yeah, it's gonna jam every other. I might get 2 shots and then the jam. Yeah, buddy. if you got the drop on somebody, for them dudes who used to rob people, all they had to do was look at a Tech 9 and they would give you everything they had. But functionality, it was a piece of crap, man. It was a piece of fucking crap. Everything Intratech made was a piece of crap. Ruger, the SR line, I love that SR line. That SR-45 that I got, I didn't get the 9 and I didn't get the 40. I should have. But I got that SR-45, man. Ruger did their thing with that SR series. I know now they on the security. Yeah, that RXM. Wow, I love it. I love it. I love my RX. Yeah, that Ruger P series was legendary too. That's why I was saying Ruger has always had a solid reputation. Gerson 2311 Mac 9 DS. Okay. Okay, so that Gerson 2311 and the Mac 9 is okay. Okay, they compared the staccato, so they like that 2011 type deal. Okay. That's why I was asking, because I wasn't sure. Okay. Yeah, that security series used to be Santee TV. That's how I heard about the security series, because I ain't know nothing about it. She was talking about the security 9, you know. So yeah, man, Ruger, like I said, in my opinion, this just for, I'm 45, I'll be 46 in a couple weeks if I live to see August of 27. Ruger in the streets has always had a reputation of going bang when you pull the trigger. I've never heard nobody say nothing bad about a Ruger. Okay. Yeah, Ruger has, they may not make like aesthetically or like high end type stuff. Yeah, Rugers are very dependable. Appreciate the birthday shout out. Yeah, they're Rugers are not. They. I don't think that. From what I know about Ruger, I don't think Rugers were ever built to be very expensive firearms, just reliable. Yep, appreciate the happy birthday. Yeah, but Ruger has always had a solid reputation. No, I didn't know nothing about that. I didn't. You know what? I did hear something about Anderson Arms. Okay, yeah, you're right. Ruger's not pretty, but they take care of business. You don't buy them for aesthetics. You only it's like Glock. You only buy that for, the fact. Now I'm not saying it's as reliable as a Glock. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that they bought Anderson. I remember here recently Anderson got acquired, but man, that's bullshit. Look, because I know all these gun manufacturers, these accessory places, they watch all this gun tube shit. Believe me, they watch all this. Some of us they care for, some of them they don't, and that's fine. Ruger, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told Sid. Don't fuck your reputation up being silly. If you guys acquired Anderson, uh, honor those people, honor those customers. They didn't ask for that company to be sold. The worst thing you want to do is get a bad reputation about customer service, cause you'll close the company down being fucking stupid. Now, don't do that, now, Ruga. I'm sitting here talking good about y'all. Don't give me something to run y'all in the ground. Yeah, they do make some man, Ruger, like I said, they've always my 450 Bushmaster is Ruger. The Ruger American. Uh it's boat action, but I haven't had any. I love it. Wow. So yeah, I just think that now we in the golden age, man. Uh yeah, now I just think we in the golden age um, of buying firearms and the competition. Like I said, when I went to Arm Five, man, the guy from SAR said that they yeah, I like the American. I bought the gun and I had to buy a rifle separate. But as far as I think I got that gun probably $500, something like that. Put me a decent scope on it. Like I said, I was out there shooting it Sunday. And at 200 yards, I wasn't having the issue. Oh, I don't think nobody's gonna say anything about Magnum Research being their fucking favorite company either, cause yeah, I've seen some things about Magnum Research that make me say for the amount of money you gonna spend with them, they should be more reliable than that. I don't mean to be ragging on them, but damn it, this gun content. I don't want to lie to nobody either. Yeah, there's a reason you ain't heard nobody mention Magnum Research. Uh, yeah, for the amount of money you gonna spend on them fucking Desert Eagles. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna get my hands on several of those CZs. I said I wanted the tactical sport too with the blue, the one with the blue handle, the one with the orange handle, and I wanted me a shadow. And I'm thinking about the P10, the was it P10F or I mean the P10 or P09 or whatever the hell they. Yeah, the Shadow 2 with that whatever the hell that is. I want me one of those, so definitely. But yeah, man, Desert Eagle, man, for the Magnum Research, for the amount of money you spend on them fucking guns, they should go bang every time. And I've just seen not only videos in person, PO6, P10, and Shadow 2 are all phenomenal. Yeah. Yeah, man. I just learned so much from GunTube. I think the P10F is 9mm. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's 9mm. But yeah, I mean, I just think that I was saying, okay, so they do have them in 45. Okay, so since they hard to find, man, I'm gonna tell you, 45 ACP is my favorite round. Since they hard to find, if I ever come across one, I'm gonna buy it. Just because I know it's not something that you could just walk up and grab. That's why I bought that 357 SIG when I saw it. But I wanted to say, what was it? I think about not only Magnum Research. I was gonna say some shit. FN. I don't know a lot about FN, so I definitely can't put them on my favorites list because I don't know a lot about them. I'm starting to learn more about them, But yeah, like I was saying about CZ and all these different firearms, a lot of y'all put me on to that stuff. So I appreciate y'all. You know what? PSA, Locksmith, and Western. Okay. You know what? Sometime I used to be into audiobooks. Right now, I'll be honest. I got so much going on. If I'm not on the phone, when I'm out on the road, I probably have other channels on that I'm listening, or sometimes I'm brainstorming. But from time to time, I do like to unwind and just tune everything out and turn something on I like and just listen to it. Yeah, I hold that thought. I might have to take you up on that. Yeah, CZ though, like I said, them CZ has a real good reputation. Anybody ever shot I know I'm gonna screw the name of this company up. Is it Tang Folio or Tang? Let me see if I can find the name of this damn company. They make like a 1911 style. Let me see if I can. I know yeah, Foglio. Tang Foglio. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this shit right. But I'll show you guys the name of this company here. This here company here, Tang Folio. Okay, I saw him in person. There's a gun shop here in Iowa, in Des Moines. I haven't had a chance to get back with this guy. Shame on me, I just have not had the time to get down there. He's had a couple of them for sale. Yeah. What's going on, that guy? You know what? Man, like I was telling the story earlier about PSA, when I first heard of them, I was skeptical about them. I ain't even gonna lie. 9 Larson. Oh yeah. Oh, Larson, boy. Larson in them 25s. But you know what? I've watched the price of AR-15s come down to the point where they're real affordable. And pretty much just about all of them are reliable for the average everyday person. Look, The majority of us ain't gonna go buy an AR-15 and try and run 3,000 rounds through it to see if it's gonna hold up. Cause the majority of us, when the camera goes off, we all have lives and regular fucking jobs. We don't have jobs where we shoot all fucking day. So the average guy and girl that goes and buy a AR-15 in their lifetime won't run 3,000 fucking rounds through there. In this day and age, with these fucking after COVID ammunition prices, ain't nobody out there running no fucking AR, no 223 down the fucking range like that. As a matter of fact, I was having this conversation the other night when I was saying about the Winchester 36 grain hollow point 22 long rifle. Before COVID, I used to get them 555 rounds for $17.99. Now that damn box $43.99 now for a fucking box. You can get them on sale sometime for like $35 when they have the sale. These after COVID prices, man, ain't nobody out there shooting no fucking 223 like that. Unless you have a channel or you have a job where literally that's all you do all day. And shout out to them, the guys and girls that have built this thing to the point where this is their livelihood. I support them. We all support them. I'm just saying, for the average everyday person, don't be fooled and feel like you gotta go buy a gun that's gonna go through 5,000 rounds, or you shouldn't buy it, cause you'll never fucking run 5,000 rounds through it. It's like I had somebody holler. You know, there's always somebody got something to say, which I appreciate everybody's opinion because we could agree to disagree. Okay. Confederacy of Dunce. Okay. Okay. Shoot 7.62s. And boy, 7.62s is definitely bad. And nevertheless, I was saying, about them. So the 3 revolvers I have is Taurus. I spoke well about Taurus and their revolvers, and somebody came on my channel and told me, you don't know what you're talking about. Honest Outlaw shot that, and I think after 1,000 rounds, it broke or something. So I ain't gonna run 1,000 rounds through my fucking revolver, so I don't care. I know good and well I ain't gonna run a fucking 1,000 rounds through them. I knew that when I bought them. I didn't buy them to see if they was gonna withstand a fucking torture chest, because I knew the fact that I wasn't gonna do that. You know what I want everybody to think about. Yeah, the Mac 90. Oh yeah, that Mac 90, man. That's my favorite AK. Yeah, that Raging Judge. Okay, yeah, I got the Bull 7.772 by 39. Yeah, 7.62 by 39. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, tactical skill, that's nice. Appreciate. Congratulations, bro. Was it Big Dre from R Ornament, OWR? I'm gonna order a 300 from him. Man, he had a 300 black out there at the range. I'll have to talk to him and tell him, I can get suppressors and all that. I want mine's outfitted like one he had out there, man. That joker shot. And by the way, somebody mentioned FN. I did shoot an FN. I shot it at Arm 5. Give me a name. Give me a minute. It's gonna come to me. The Scar. And 308. Oh man, it was a tack driver. He had it on the tripod for me. You know, he had to lower it because my little short ass was. It was a tack driver, man. It was a tack driver. Yeah. You said Brazil companies are weird. Brazil gun companies. For a while, didn't they make Taurus down there? Before they started manufacturing them up here, I think. Did they make Taurus down there? I think I remember seeing something about made in Brazil or some shit on the Taurus. Yeah, that scar, man. I'll tell you. Okay, they do. They do. Yeah. Now it's in Georgia. Okay, so it did used to be in Brazil. Brazil. Like Street Fighter. Brazil. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to mess you up on your route out there, but yeah, man, the FN. You know, like I said, people talk about FN because the only complaint I've ever heard about FN was their price. But yeah. I know that scar. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, you right. The Turks, boy, they taking over. Um, I know I'm gonna spin for that FN, but I'm okay with that. But yeah, man, you know what? People talk about FN. Nobody's ever said that those guns wasn't worth the price. That's one thing I've never heard people say. I've seen people turn their nose at what an FN cost, but they've never said it ain't worth that. You know, to each his own. Everybody have what they like, but I've never heard somebody buy an FN and say it wasn't worth the money. And I'm willing to pay for that scar. Now that I shot one, I definitely want one now. But your issues with FN is price. It's kind of like, so I'll give you guys and girls can I'll give you guys my my opinion about those and let me know if y'all agree or disagree. So when we talking Taurus, Smith and Wesson, Canic, uh, 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 Taurus, Smith and Wesson, Canic, Glock, it's like buying a Chevrolet. When we start talking about HK, SIG, FN, we going into that Cadillac realm. When Cadillacs was reliable. Going into that Cadillac realm. When we start talking about Staccato, Stealth Arms Platypus, that Fusion Arms, stuff like that. Now we going up into the S class. The A8, the S class, the S6 600. When we start talking about the Atlas, all that shit like that, now we in Rolls Royce Phantom territory. We in Rolls Royce Phantom territory when we get up there. And so my thing about SIG, FN, is like going in to buy a Cadillac. I know it's gonna cost. If it's put together right, it's gonna be worth it. So I can't go in a Cadillac dealership looking for a Chevrolet price. So I'm okay with that. I've come to understand that certain things I'm okay with paying certain prices for. Yeah, that Kimber is nice too. Okay. Well, when I talked about HK guns, I just meant like as far as what you're gonna spend on the price. I only own one HK. There's another one that's on my list. There's two of them on my list. One of them, yeah, I would love to have the HK UMP in 45 ACP or the closest clone to it. What is it? PTR has the ump, because you know of all these. One thing I don't like It's all these restrictions about, well, we can't get it because it's Europeanized or whatever. I wish that we could be able to get this. Oh, okay. Colt. Oh, goodness. Colt is a Duesenberg. Colt is like a Duesenberg. Colt is like going to, you got to go to Barrett Jackson to find that Amica. That's what Colt is like. If we can keep it in the car thing, that's like fucking a Duesenberg. That's like a Duesenberg or a Bugatti. That's hypercar type shit there. Tactical Skillionaire. I can guarantee you love that Ruger SR45 because I have one. Boy, them 10 rounds, if I can't shoot nothing with no gun I got in that damn safe, that SR45 gonna put rounds on target every time I pull the trigger. That MP5, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I remember getting teased on another program, on another channel, because I mentioned about my SR45. Somebody had the audacity to say, good luck, because I was saying something about when it came to 45s that I can give somebody a run for their money with that. Yeah, okay. And they were laughing at me because of the SR45. I've never took that gun to the range and let somebody else shoot that gun that didn't tell me, hey man, where you bought that gun at? Man, I gotta have me one of those. Man, can I shoot that gun again? I bought mine brand new in 2016, I think. $300 out the door at a gun show. That was three of the best $300 I ever spent. That was a good $300 buy. Man, look, everybody out there that's watching this, are just gonna catch the replay. If you ever see a Ruger SR45 for sale, they don't make them no more. You got to find it at a gun show or a pawn shop or something like that. It's gonna be used. Buy it. Buy it. Don't think twice. Buy it. Wow, they $1,200 now? Man, I'm glad I got mine. I'm glad I got mine cheap. Man, it is a very well put together firearm, in my opinion. It's reliable. The only thing I wind up doing mine, because I didn't clean it properly a couple times, I just changed the firing pin in it and just put a better firing pin. Other than that, still factory sights, still them 10 round factory mags, and still every time, if I'm shooting at that 10, I'm going to get at least an 8 every time I pull the trigger. Every time I pull the trigger, I'm going to get at least, at bare minimum, an 8. So I love that SR45. That's why I was saying earlier about that SR series. If you can find it, reasonably priced, buy it. Yeah, H&K, that yeah, I would love to have that Now, I know I seen somebody talked about Stribog. Yeah, the SR40. Yeah, and it's a tack drop. Yeah. Yeah. The Stribog. Now, there's this conversation about the Stribog. I call it Stribog, however you pronounce it. And the CZ Scorpion. Now, I'm a little biased because I own a Scorpion. But I'm going to get my hands on one of these fucking Stribogs and see if this shit is as good as they say it is. Because there's some people that swear up and down that it's way better than a CZ Scorpion. I find that hard to believe, but I could be wrong. It could be I'm biased because I own a Scorpion. But yeah, there's people that swear, man, Man, that Scorpion can't do that with the street vibe. What's going on, Destro? Um, the street vibe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's better than a Scorpion, but we'll see. Maybe I might get a chance to go on one of these channels, one of these girls or guys invite me on, and we can make our times line up. And I might take my Scorpion out there if they got a fucking street vibe. Now, the only thing I gotta do is I gotta put an optic on my Scorpion because I see everybody got them optics on them street vibes. But man, they swear by these things that it's where a Scorpion can't touch a street vibe. Well, I'm not convinced. You don't have me convinced. Me and my half a damn arm gonna come out there and shoot, damn it. So, and since somebody mentioned they didn't hear nobody say High Point was their favorite. Well, we make this joke in the gun industry that High Point everybody favorite first firearm. But I ain't even gonna tell High Point stories tonight. Bond Arms, don't know a lot about them. Yeah, Destro, that Vector. All right, Dr. T, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. That Vector. I would love to get the Vector in 45, but believe it or not, I want the rifle version, the long barrel version. Okay, they make those compact guns, them Bond Arms. Okay. Yeah, nobody mentioned High Point. I will say this. When it comes to High Point, I think those carbines. I might actually have to get me one down the line because I just hear so much about that carbine. I've never heard nothing bad about that carbine, but them fucking pistols, good luck. And they had the nerve to make a 10 millimeter. Okay, Chris Vector's top tier, yeah. I hear a lot about those. I had the opportunity to buy one. When I went back, it was gone. I had the opportunity again to buy one. I fucked around, went back a couple days later, it was gone. Then when I went and bought, they had one that was available, and the pandemic hit. And they had the pandemic price up there, and I left the motherfucker on the wall. I said, I'm not paying the pandemic price for it. Sorry. I'll wait. I don't need it that bad. Wow, High Point has a 5.7. What the hell, man? You know what? You know what'll be something if High Point ever actually gets in there for their price and shave them fucking guns down and make them weigh half of what they weigh. And make them reliable, man, High Point will put everybody out of fucking business. If a High Point pistol was as reliable, a 7.5, okay. Oh yeah, the AR. Oh, okay. I heard they was supposed to be coming out with an AR. Yeah, I heard they supposed to be coming. Oh, you know what? When I get the opportunity, even if I don't buy nothing, I'm gonna probably get a chance. I would love to do it this weekend. Maybe if I can tomorrow, I'll see. I know a couple gun shops here in Iowa I can call that's not too far away. If I can get down there to them, I might go check them out. I might just do like a, you know what I mean, and do like a video there and just show them to y'all. I probably won't shoot it, but at least we can do like a, you know, just a review. Well, if I do it live, I can't do. Let me research YouTube's policy because I don't know if when you go live you can't hold the gun or you can't show one. So let me research YouTube's policy about that. All right, we got William Fratelli. We got Gun Freak Nation in the building. Yeah, I have to be careful. YouTube got these crazy policies about live streaming and firearms. So, but I will definitely, if I get the opportunity, Soon as I get the opportunity, I'm gonna call a couple gun shops. I'm gonna go do some videos and I'll show them to y'all. And maybe if the salesperson, I'm gonna go to a smaller place. There's one place in particular I got in my mind. Okay, you can't touch it on live. Okay, I'm a go there and do the video, what have you. That way, you guys and girls can see it, you know, and we can talk about it. Yeah, so definitely, you know, that, like I said, that high point, and all that. Like I said, it'd be something though if they shaved that gun down and made it as reliable as a damn G2. I think their sales would go through the roof. Although they've never cried about their sales. You know what was the weirdest thing I've ever seen since I've been into firearms? From the time I was a kid till now. The pandemic, man. Before the pandemic, I had never walked into empty gun stores. And what I mean by empty gun stores, I mean is the shelves and the cases empty because they were selling the guns as fast as they could get them. I had never seen that before. And mind you, so I was up in Rochester, Minnesota one day. I went to Fleet Farm up there. I went to another place. I came back to Iowa. I went into my place here in the town that's not around no more. I'm doing good, Mr. 57. Welcome to the conversation. Look like this is gonna be a long one. Cause I'm enjoying y'all company. I really am. Okay. I walked into the general store just to stop by and see how things was going on. And I can tell you, there was damn near people to the door. I seen people I knew wasn't into firearms. I mean, they was buying up everything to the point where I always enjoy you. I appreciate y'all stopping by, man. Before I go on, let me say this. I really want to thank everybody that support this channel and that support GunTube. Period. Okay, yeah. So, and once I get the rules set, if I do this, ever do a live in a gun store, I'll make sure I have exclusive access to the place where basically it's just me and the clerks in there and nobody else. So that way we don't catch nobody touching the gun. I'll just do that because there's two of them in particular I know that'll probably grant me that access. But back to what I was saying. It was so bad in Marshalltown that the only thing you can find literally was the little that little Rough Rider, that little rough Heritage Rough Riders, 22 long rifles. I think it was 3 of them left in the case, and I'm standing in there looking around. So I asked them, "Well, do y'all plan on going out of business?" And they started laughing. They said, "No." I said, "Well, what happened to all the guns?" They was like, "Shit, we sold all of them." Anything that had a trigger was going out the door. High Point and Sky, that SCCY, I call them Sky, they made a lot of fucking money during the pandemic, boy. That first 6 months to a year of the pandemic, them motherfuckers cashed out. I mean, Bass Pro Shop, Tyson's, which is like a farm and auto place that they have here. Forget the ammunition. Don't even talk about the ammunition. The ammunition got so bad that when they was getting ammunition in, the employees was allowed to bring out only so much box at a time. and they would only give out a certain amount of rounds, and that was it. It got bad. Yeah, it got really rough. And I mean, I remember a woman. This woman, I know she had to be in her 70s. Was in there with her son, and he was buying her a gun for the first time. He bought her a Sky, and uh, yeah, he bought her a Sky. She could hardly rack it all the way. Him and the son and the store employee said, "Oh, just lube it up, WD 40 and loosen up the slide on it." She held it in her hand, okay. And our son, I mean, that was one time. I don't think if you manufactured a gun, you could have had the worst reputation on the planet. You made money during that pandemic. At least that first year, you made fucking money. The faster that they can get the guns out there, they will sell. Yeah, shit. 22 long rifle went up. Yep. You know what? I had this thing where, for whatever reason, when I had a pretty good week at work, I would just buy a box of ammo, buy a box of ammo. So I had enough ammo to last me where I can still shoot during the time that I was going shooting. And I didn't have to worry about running out. I just got lucky that I was able to stock up before the pandemic. Because during the pandemic, man, it was hard, man. It had to be 9 millimeter. You had to stand in a separate line when you came in the store to buy 9 millimeter. Shout out to the former employees of the general store, because everything that I was in need of, they always put me a little bit on the side. They looked out for me, but I always bought from them. But when it came to 9 millimeter, yeah, yeah. When you came in the store, because it was the most popular round, when we went in the back in Tyson's by the ammo, there was what was on the shelf, and then there was a line for 9 millimeter, and literally people would be standing there. They wouldn't even take like the brown boxes and sit them on a pallet because they was afraid a fight was gonna break out. So the employee had to have another employee go back there with them, and they handed out 200 rounds per person, and that was it. You had to come back the next day. Some people, the husband and the wife, went in there separately, and that's how they was able to get ammo. It was bad. If you wasn't into this space, and I don't mean on YouTube, I mean if you hadn't been legally armed at the time, you won't understand how much of a shock that was to those of us that's been around guns. I mean, things that you knew this particular gun was going to be on the shelf 3 months later if you wanted to come back for it. Shit, when that pandemic hit, if you saw something you wanted for the price you was willing to pay, you better not think twice. If you think twice, if it stays there today, you come up tomorrow, it probably done went up another $100 already. I mean, they was selling guns overpriced, and they were selling them quick. Yeah, yeah, it was that bad, man. That pandemic. Um, I know a lot of people bought high points and shit like that, and Sky, and they was like, the hell, why would we change our quality when people? Now I noticed they didn't go up on the price, but I know they was like, what the hell we gonna change our quality for, man? People buying guns that they wouldn't have never bought before. And then a lot of them had to go back and pawn them when the pandemic was over with, because they was afraid that anarchy was gonna happen and somebody was gonna break in their house and steal their food or whatever. So a lot of them, when it was over with, gave it back. Yeah, you got lucky, boy. You got lucky. A $300 ARP during the pandemic. You got lucky, man. I mean, as a matter of fact, that's another thing. When 300 blackout, Okay, when 300 blackout was really becoming like blowing up and gun tube and a lot more people were starting to get into 300 blackout, this pandemic hit. For a lot of y'all, the 300 blackout, y'all know the 300 blackout, okay, the 300 blackout was almost impossible to find. And if you can find one, finding the ammo was even harder during the pandemic. I know it was up here in Iowa. Let me rephrase that. It might have been where you live at, but up here in Iowa, that pandemic, man, it 300 blackout, you couldn't find a 300 blackout, nothing. And I mean, as quick as they can get them in the store, they were fucking selling. And yeah, it was a time. It was a time, boy. And I'll be honest, I bet a lot of them gun store, them manufacturers, yeah, I bet a lot of them gun stores and manufacturers, man, sometime in the back of their mind wish that shit happened again so they could make the killing, the record profits that they made. And for those of us who've been around firearms so long, we was angry that people was paying 3 times the price for a box of, 300 blackout ammo was still up there. 9mm in some places, a 50 round box was going for $50. You was $1 a round for 9mm. When before the pandemic, you get that same box for $21, $22. Shit, the price went. I was like, well, I know what. I won't be shooting no 9mm like crazy, cause the availability is not what it was. And I'm not willing to pay them pandemic prices. And man, they fleeced the sheep hard with that, boy. We got hit hard. And for everybody, unless they had like a sponsorship or whatever or a hookup, everybody else that had already had guns, we were just kind of waiting around. Yeah, 7.62 was hard to find too, man. And then, without being too political, oh woo, yeah, that's about right. You paid $400 for 300 rounds of 5.7, boy. That's about right. And man, cause the AK run everything. Man, that idiot Biden put that ban on all that Russian ammo and shit, man. And oh man, they made us have to buy that damn. They made us buy that Winchester. Oh man, I love Winchester ammo, but when it comes to 7.62, man, 20 rounds for fucking $22 now. During the pandemic, it was 20 rounds for $45. I was like, man, you gotta be you're killing me. But unfortunately, when I got my AK, I didn't stock up on that bear and that wolf ammo and all that shit. Just fucking around and fucking around. Then this pandemic hit, boy. And that ammo went so doggone quick. When I went to the store to go get something, they said, oh, we already got rid of everything we had. We was wondering why you ain't been buying nothing. I said, well, I didn't think this was going to happen. So, yeah, man. You right about that. High ammo is the best gun control. These motherfuckers ain't buying guns like that. Or they ain't buying ammo like that. So, yeah, that was the thing, though, you know. Like I said, that was the time, though. That was the pandemic, believe it or not, the pandemic blew a lot of gun tube channels up. 'Cause a lot of people here in Iowa, they didn't stop nothing. Everything stayed open and we kept functioning and operating normal here. A lot of channels blew up during the pandemic because a lot of people didn't have nowhere to go. And a lot of people went and bought guns and didn't know shit about them. So they was like, well, we going to YouTube University. So there was people whose channels came up overnight because everybody was inside. So they couldn't do nothing but fucking watch them. And shit. Like, I got a gun. Don't know nothing about it. let me start looking at this. And yeah, the pandemic helped GunTube get even. Yep, the pandemic helped GunTube get even bigger. It didn't. If you started your channel, uh, yeah, I believe it will. Okay, you got to go online and get hollows. Okay, yeah. Um, GunTube blew up during the pandemic. A lot of people got put on, and that was one of the benefits. And now that GunTube got put in the forefront during the pandemic, that's when a lot of them guys and girls who had real big channels um, got demonetized, and they went through all that hootenanny and what have you. But look at GunTube now. GunTube is really big now. Just the whole genre, it's a really big thing, and that's a good thing. And I really enjoy y'all, man. Just chit chatting and chopping it up with y'all make me feel like I have friends that I can talk about something I really like, and don't have to worry about them cutting their eyes at me and telling me, man, I don't want to hear that fucking shit. You talking about them fucking guns? I really like the fact that I can do this. So, that's always a thing that I can just sit down and chop it up. And like I said, I learned so much with y'all. I learned a lot. Y'all give me a lot of good ideas. That's why sometimes I like to change up the content as far as let's just have a conversation about firearms and accessories and stuff like that, where we can just enjoy ourselves. We don't have to worry about being uptight and always being political. This is, like I said, this is the hamburger, French fries, fried catfish, fried shrimp, Patton's hot sausage, D&D smoked sausage kind of conversation. I decided to go ahead on and put the Brussels sprouts and broccoli and the Brussels sprouts and the cauliflower in the fridge for a change, and we just do something like this, because I really want y'all to know that I really appreciate y'all, and I do this because when we have these conversations, I try and get ideas, see where the room is, and see if I can, okay, let's expound on that. Let's expound on that. Definitely, like I said, going forward as a channel keep growing, once I get some things legally set up, I want to do some more giveaways. I definitely want to get more into getting a firearm giveaways and things like that, and just keep this thing going because it's a worldwide movement. For people that's in other countries, I would love to be able to send them certain things. As I want them to be involved in this too. Now I know when it comes to the firearms, that's different. Maybe we can send them accessories or an international gift. A cup, a mug, a t-shirt, hat, or something to let them know that they still a part of this. It's a worldwide movement. I don't want it to just be where if you're in America, that's the only way you can get something, You got Amazon and all this shit out here now, so I can, if we pick the gift, I can have it sent to you. I just love for you to come back and let me know you got it. So I just want to make sure it get there. But yeah, man, it's a golden age for firearms though. Like I said, eventually I'm gonna get into that 2011 market. I got a chance to shoot the Fusion Firearms XP. I want to say it was the XP Pro, but it could not be. I'm not sure. And was it Alpha Foxtrot, the Romulus? Yeah, I got a chance to shoot one of those too. I'm leaning towards that Romulus to be my first 2011. It's between that and the Prodigy. Now, this particular gun store that I want to do a video on, I did talk to one of the guys that's employed there. So if I buy a Prodigy, he said he won't charge me a lot, but he'll polish a few things up so it'll make it run like one of those $2,000 plus 2011s. You guys know either I'm gonna get the 5-inch. If Prodigy has a 4.5, with a comp, I'll get that. Help with the recall, but and I'm gonna invest in a good optic for it. You know, these optics, man, these optic prices, fuck, Holosun, man. I want to buy Holosun, but until I look at the fucking price, fuck, everything Holosun sell you is fucking $300 plus. They don't give you no mercy. They don't give me no mercy at Holosun. Yeah, man. Shit. Give us something. Have a 50% off sale once. Like us now, because now the Crimson Trace, the CTS 1500, I guess they're at the 1550 now, but the 1500 is what I got on my RXM. I love it, and I have the 1500 on my SFX. The next time I go to range, I'm gonna take my SFX out. Boy, hell, a Glock 22 with a Holosun, I bet the damn sight was almost more than the fucking gun. The Glock 22, is that the 20 millimeter or is that the 40 cal? I don't know. I know the 17, the 19 is 9. I know the 21. Okay, it's 40. Okay, and I know the 9, and I know the 21 is 45. Yeah, I didn't know. And it's the 20 must be the 10 millimeter, right? Shit, Glock got all these damn numbers. Okay. 22 and 23 is 40. Okay. Yeah, like I said, eventually I'm gonna get around to the Glock 17, the MOS, because I want to put me a dot and everything on it. Which, like I said, by the way, I was anticipating a recall on the gun, but I didn't pay no attention. When I did that video with that Kimber, it was a 10 millimeter, and I got a chance to shoot a 10 millimeter for the first time. It's a bear hog gun, huh? Yeah. Car PM45. I got a guy I used to work with that was carrying a car. I don't know a lot about cars. Yeah, I should have been more braced for that 10 millimeter because it hit hard. I could definitely feel it. It hit. I don't know why I was thinking of a 45 ACP, but yeah, it was a 10 millimeter. It hit. But I can imagine it putting the bear down. Yeah, like I said, when it comes to firearms, I don't know a lot about them. I know I've seen them in 9, 380, and 45. I had the opportunity multiple times to buy them. And for whatever silly reason, I didn't buy one. Now, sometimes I kind of think, especially for the price, I should have just bought one just because. Good for concealed carry? Okay. Yeah, this guy I used to work with, like I said, he used to carry one of those. Okay. Smaller than a 45, but it moves faster. Because it's kind of like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's almost like having a 40. The 10 millimeter. Because some of these, no, I'm wrong. I got that wrong. Forgive me, I got that wrong. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, okay, because the velocity of a 10 millimeter is faster. Oh, okay, so the 10 millimeter, because I thought that it's kind of almost like having a 40. It's kind of like that 9 millimeter 38 Super 40 caliber, that type. Where the 38 Super is just slightly bigger than the 9 millimeter. Okay, the 40 is a smaller casing. Okay. Yeah, oh, that's another thing. Now, when it comes to that caliber, you're going to have to get it on a 1911 style pistol, but that 38 Super, boy, whoo, that's a sweet shot. You guys and girls know, y'all done seen my 38 Super. I love that booger. That is the 38 Super is the 9 millimeter of Mexico. and they done made plenty songs about that. Okay, okay, okay. All right, yeah. Appreciate that. I appreciate that education. You know, about the 10 millimeter and stuff. But yeah, that speed kills. That speed kills. But yeah, yeah. Like I say, in this day and age, man, there's all kinds of companies. Uh, I've heard of Stella Arms. I know they was the biggest, one of the sponsors at the Arm 5. I don't know a lot about them. That was the first time I had ever heard them. There's so much stuff coming out. I still have scratched the surface when it comes to firearms, but okay, okay. You could technically run 40 and most 10 millimeters, but it's not recommended. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I rather stick to the recommendations, cause with my luck, I'll be the one person that the motherfucker blows up on. Llama Arms, they sold out to Metro. So they sold out to another company from the Philippines. So even if though it might say Llama, they don't actually own that company anymore. They sold it to a company from the Philippines. Yeah. Oh shit. Did the stream drop out? They said reconnecting. Did the stream drop out? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, like I was saying, with me, okay. Cause it had straight reconnect. Yeah, I be the mother, like I said, I be the motherfucker that get out there and put a damn 40 in a 10 millimeter. And I be the one pull the trigger and the fucking gun blow up. Nah, I like to when they come to them firearms, I stick to the recommendations. I don't take my life for granted, and I don't take no chances. Nah, with my luck, I'll be that. I'll be the fucking asshole that gets out there and say, "Let me see." Nah, I'll watch somebody else do it. You do it, and if you survive, more props to you. I'm not gonna do it with me and that little black cloud I be having over me sometime. Shit. So, but yeah, like I said, I just love, man, that we can just talk about this stuff, and it's just so much. And if you thinking about getting you something to protect yourself, I want you to think about this. If you don't own a firearm and you don't want to spend a lot of money, there's a wide variety of firearms that you can buy now. Plus P ammo. Hollow point versus FMJ. You know what? I do say this. Especially your EDC. Shoot it with hollows and FMJs to see how you feel. Now, everybody says you should carry hollows and not FMJs because you got to think about the public. I say I can understand that, but if you're going to carry, whatever you're going to carry, make sure it's going to run whatever type of ammunition you decide to carry with it. Because ain't nothing worse than a gun that don't run the ammunition that you have. Running with different brand companies and running with hollow points and FMJ so you can see if it's going to perform. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's a good. I know a lot of times we talk about people say, "Oh, well, FMJ is gonna go through the wall. If you gotta shoot somebody, it's gonna go in your neighbor." Sometimes people have what they have. I always say this: if you can put the target down and eliminate the threat, and the public not be hurt, the innocent public, we appreciate that. Sometimes people have what they have and what have you. Yeah. Yeah, hollows can travel sometime too. Sometimes they can get that high speed velocity and go through something and keep going. So, yeah, like I said, Um, I just tell everybody, man, whatever in your price range, you can find it out here, and it'll protect you. You just gotta get out there and go to the range with it. You can't assume because your first gun is a staccato that you're gonna pull it out the box and you ain't gonna have no problem with it. And you can carry it, and then 3 years later, if you gotta defend yourself, you're gonna pull that staccato you never fired before, and you're gonna eliminate the target and keep going. In the real world, it don't happen like that. Take that gun and go to the range and learn it and get used to pulling the trigger. Make sure it's something you're comfortable with. I always say try and go outdoors if you can, just in different weather. When it's hot, when it's cold, when it's humid, whatever. Is when it's hot, it's humid, it's cold, whatever. So that way you know how you possibly are going to respond. You know what I mean? Because TV gonna make you think that self-defense is gonna be, you're gonna see a threat come, it's gonna be perfect weather, you're gonna have a chance to pull your weapon, or you're gonna be home, and you're gonna have the perfect scenario. And in the real world, it don't always work like that. So if you get your firearm or firearms, and you make sure that when you pull this particular firearm, you know everything you need to know about it, and it's gonna go bang, and you feel comfortable with it, then you start carrying it. Don't let nobody discourage you from not getting firearms. Don't, yeah, that TV shit never worked. We can give you a recommendation for a gun, but don't buy what makes me happy. Buy what makes you happy. You can go to some places and you can rent multiple firearms. In this day and age, I'll tell you this. If you want to buy your first firearm and you're not sure what to buy, go to a gun range. Go out there and talk to the people that's already shooting, and most people will let you shoot their gun. Okay. So somebody bought an X1 Staccato. Now he can't get it to run reliable. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. You gotta go buy that stuff and you gotta test it out. Everybody know Cadillac got a pristine reputation. The motherfuckers can break too. Brad, man, Denali. Right now, GMC having an issue, I think, with the 6-liter engines. They talking about how quick the motor bearings going out in them, and they got a recall or whatever. So, okay, for the Staccato, it's got to be ammo related. Well, that's fine. Well, that's good that he went out there to damn shoot with it, and it's not a real life situation, so he can figure out what it is. That's why I always say buy multiple style ammos, just in multiple company. That way you know what your gun like. But get what works for you. You got unlimited choices now of buying a firearm that's gonna be reliable and affordable. Now everybody's idea of affordable is different. Some people's range is 500. Some people's range is 200. Some people's range is 700. It just depends. But you are in the golden age where just about anything you buy in today's age is gonna go bang. Always go and double check, but you have that wide of a variety now. It used to be about $700 and up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, with them 2011s, they work. For the guys who own them, for the guys that own them, they usually keep them clean and they have time for stuff like that. But maintenance is a thing, you know. Like I said, you could always go in the gun range. Yeah. You could always go in the gun range if you knew the firearms and just start talking to people. And I guarantee you, somebody in there is going to let you shoot their firearms, especially if you tell them you knew. definitely do that. With that being said, everybody, it's been 2 hours. I appreciate y'all for checking in. I'm gonna let y'all get back to the rest of y'all night. We definitely appreciate y'all. We was able to get 3 done today. Tomorrow I might do something else. I'll see. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Everybody hit the likes button because we got more likes than people. It's been like that all night. You guys and girls don't know how much I love doing this, how much this makes me feel relaxed that I can have a talk with about something I really like and not get crazy faces made at me for it. With that being said, everybody, until next time, stay safe, stay on high alert, and we out.